Rutherford Issues with Bryan Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric, and their annual meeting is Saturday, August the 24th, with the live stream beginning at 2 p.m. You can register in person or by phone at the local office the week of August 19th. And when you register, your name is entered into a drawing for various giveaways. More information at mte.com/annual meeting. Time to catch up with State Representative Mike Sparks. He is in Smyrna today and is actually at one of the brand new charter schools here in Rutherford County. So, Mike, you're kind of hanging out at Springs Empower Academy today.
We are. We're at their temporary locations, the Boys and Girls facility here in Smyrna on Culbertson, right here off of Todd Lane. And a beautiful center. I want to thank my Rotary members, and I believe the Christy Houston Foundation helped to build this facility. I was sharing it with Empower Academy Director Shane Wickwire. But Brian, before we get into this, I was sharing with the other, I guess it'd be a director yesterday. We were talking, and I grew up right here. I live a block away, and went to all these schools, walked to these schools. But I had two friends that lived right here on this little gravel road right here. A lot of people don't even know it's not even a street. I guess you'd say it's a private drive. And they were really poor. They're young African-American young boys. They're about 10, 11. We hung out and played. They were just, when I say dirt poor, I'm talking dirt poor. They never had a chance. They never had that safety net. My mother would buy them a coat when it got cold. They'd just be out short sleeve shirts running around. They'd be freezing outside, and they never had a chance. In fact, they got taken away from their parents, put in preparatory school, and we'd go visit them. But, I thought to myself, what if the Boys and Girls Club would have been here back then? And I'm not going to say the last name. Herbert and Jerry were their names. Some people may know what I'm talking about. And I stay in touch with one of them when I called them a couple of years ago. But, I've often said we've got to reach these young people, help parents, help with education, which is a great equalizer. And that's what I'm excited about, Springs Academy being right here across from one of the top schools in I'd say the nation in Tennessee, which is Thurman Francis Magnet School, which I went to, the rest of my family went to. My oldest son went there when it was a magnet school. In fact, my new grandbaby, Grace, my goal, which is my son and his wife's decision, is for her to attend Thurman Francis or maybe this school. But one exciting thing about it, those parents, my son-in-law or my son and my daughter-in-law, have an additional choice where our new grandbaby attends school. So I'm excited to be here with Springs Academy.
Well, before our time gets away, we'll come back to this, but I know you wanted to also mention prayer breakfast coming up this weekend at the Sam Davis home.
Yeah, I just invited Shane here. I asked him if he was a believer, and he kind of came. Yeah, and I'd like to invite him to the prayer Saturday morning, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Free prayer breakfast. I mean, it's put on from the Man of Hope Fellowship Church on Leavenworth Parkway. Mark Lewis, Mike Suranowski, Nick Corbett. Nick's a teacher over here at school. They cook breakfast. Dr. Thomas has helped with it. It's free. If a lady wanted to come along, we're not going to turn it. They're welcome. I just invited Brenda Bryan. I didn't think women loud. I said, well, it's mainly men, but women are welcome if they want to. Okay. So it's.
Hey, Mike.
As well as
yeah, Mike, your phone's cutting out there pretty bad, so we may have to either find a landline or move or something. Close to a window probably would help.
I'll step on the front porch. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
We're going to step on the front porch.
Okay. So
sorry about one of my iPhones.
Yeah, well, you just don't know how to use it. Community prayer breakfast at Sam Davis home. Again, I've got the information. It is coming up this Saturday, 7:30 until 9. And again, this community prayer breakfast sponsored by Men of Hope. And so if you'd like to go to that. Now, Mike, at the Springs Empower Academy, there's a ribbon cutting today, you said?
Yeah, ribbon cutting day at 11 o'clock. And they expect a huge crowd here. And we stepped outside and just look at this beautiful campus out here at the Boys and Girls Club and see Smyrna Middle School, Smyrna Primary School, see Thurman Francis, David Jury's. In fact, I can see some of David Jury School right here. So it's a great location for walkers. And I've always been an advocate of school choice. Sometimes I'm in the minority. And I think it offers parents a choice. I think it can help relieve some of the overcrowding that we've been seeing, sadly, for the past 10 years, which is totally unsustainable when we've got an open border of illegals flooding our nation, flooding our state, flooding Rutherford County, and the taxpayers are paying for it. So I think the taxpayers would agree with me that this school is going to help relieve some of that overcrowding and also offer parents some school choice, because we've got great schools. This only helps it because it offers some competition. So exciting to be here with Springs Academy. But 11 o'clock today.
Yeah, obviously it's one of those issues, Mike, that there's been some pushback. What is the pushback on charter schools in your mind?
Well, I think how some of the funding's allocated, and we can address that. But, I've been saying for 20 years, we got to think outside the box. And that's not just an old cliche. I've been back in college. I've shared this with Dr. McPhee. I've shared this with Bob Corker. I've shared this with Randy Boyd, Lamar Alexander. Online, a hybrid, maybe homeschooling, utilize our churches. School choice is in my opinion, it's at the highest level that are on parents' mind today more than ever. Look at homeschooling. Why are parents choosing some homeschooling? They want choice. They want some of these things. So, I've said this before. If I was the mayor, if I was the county commission, I'd set up a task force just to study how we can have the economies of scale, how we can maximize every school without having to build all these portables. If Springs Academy offers that choice, offers that relief, to me, it's just a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. And it's like when I was telling this guy, he probably thinks I'm crazy. I started the first .com car company in Tennessee, sold the first car on the internet. I remember the state told me I couldn't do it. I said, why can't I do it? He says, well, it's never been done before. Well, that's no reason for me to stop. And that's like these guys. I'm excited, man. I walked through here, as a kid, played baseball right here, and it's just exciting to be here. But I've got Shane Wickwire, Bryan, say a few words if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, Shane Wickwire is the principal at Springs Empower Academy. And Shane, good to have you on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, talk to me about just the school. I noticed Mike sent me a picture of the sign that's out in front of the Boys and Girls Club, and part of the sign says free K-5 charter school. So kind of tell our listeners how that works.
All right. Well, that's a great question, because charter school is new to this part of the state, and there's a lot of misinformation that goes out. So we just want to make sure it's right there in the title, that everyone understands that charter school is a public school, and it is free. It is just like the school down the street, but instead of having to go to the school in your zone, you can choose to come to a charter school. That's the big difference, but it's still a public school. We serve all students.
So to go to Springs Empower Academy, you can choose to go there, and there's no cost for you to do that if you sign up. Is that right?
Exactly right. There's no cost. It is a public school, and it is funded by taxpayer money. And just like all of the other public schools in the area, Rutherford County schools around us. And we just want to make sure that families know that there are other choices out there now. And it's great to have other choices, seeing charters, not just this charter, but there are a couple other new charters in the area. It just makes all the educational system in this area much better to give families some alternative choices. And it's going to make Rutherford County schools better, too.
Yeah, it does say public schools on the sign as well. So, that's probably a sign that's going to turn a few heads just because it is so new here to this area. So kind of explain K-5. So how many students are you starting out with this school year?
We're looking to start with around 220 students. We are hoping to get up to 240 students, but we are K-5 this year. And we will grow every year until we're K-8, and that's our target goal. And we're building a brand new building not too far from here on Eden Springs in Smyrna. And we hope that's ready in a couple of years, and we'll be K-8 by then. But for now, this year we're K-5. And like you said, public school, all of our teachers are certified with Tennessee. So they all have the proper certification. Again, that's more information that goes around about charter schools, that we can just hire whoever we want. And maybe some charters are like that, but ours certainly is not like that.
Okay, that's very good to know and understand. And Shane Wickwire is joining us, principal at the new Springs Empower Academy charter school in Smyrna. So these students, we hear a lot about, TCAP testing and all of those standards that the state puts out and things of that nature. Is that something also that you have to work with with all of your students?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. Yes, Rutherford County Schools is our authorizer, so that's the umbrella. So we're standards driven, but we still follow the state standards. We still take the state testing at the end of the year. And not only do we expect our students to grow and be competitive, but we expect to be the best school in the region very quickly. That's how we are, where we started, our roots in Southern California. Very competitive. It's just a different way of educating students. And we feel blessed to have this opportunity to be here and share it in Middle Tennessee. And we think our students are going to be very competitive, growing a year plus every year and show excellent growth on state testing every year.
So go back and kind of help me understand. You mentioned that Rutherford County Schools, how did they approve this charter school, and how are you affiliated with the county system? Do your test scores go in with the county system? Kind of how does all of that work? Could kind of educate us on that. Okay.
Yeah, the process started about 3 years ago. And Middle Tennessee was very open to new charters, like Mike said, growing so quickly out here and expanding. They can't build enough schools. So we wrote the charter, and we brought it to Rutherford County. And of, hundreds of charters that were applying, ours was the first approved, and it was approved by every board member. And not every single board member is pro-charter or this direction. Most of them are, but it was unanimous. So they opened their doors to us, and they've been very supportive. And they, as our authorizer, they do oversee us. We're working hand in hand with them, getting it open. Like I said, they've been very supportive. You'll see our website also underneath the Rutherford County Schools. So if you go there, you can find this charter school. So they are an umbrella, but they don't, tell us how to do instruction in the classroom. They're not telling us what curriculum to use. They're not training our teachers. That's all on us. But they support us along the way, and we do have a checklist that we follow. So we are in line with the major points that we need to do when it comes to educating students, like having certified teachers and ensuring we have proper safety and security, all these things that we do anyway, but they are there sort of overlooking, making sure we're doing all the things that we said we're going to do in our charter.
Well, I know you've got ribbon cutting to get to, and we'll leave you to that. It was good catching up with you today.
I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you all today, and just love being here in Middle Tennessee. And we still have seats available, so families, I know they ask, they think, it's all booked up and we can't get in, but there are still seats available. So some families should come on by, check us out, go to the website, call, email, whatever they want to do to get more information, especially since there's some misinformation out there about us. We want to make sure people get the facts and then they see the great things we're doing. Come on by and check it out, and I think they'll love what they see.
Very good. Shane Wickwire joining us, and the website is springspstn.org.